how's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Superlove with us. I'm super stoked. The guys can say their names and what they do in the band.
John, guitar.
Jacob, vocals and bass.
Debatable. Verdict's still out on that one. But I am extremely excited to have these guys on. I feel like every week I talk about this band, and don't worry, a live album review is coming at the end of this week, so I'm stoked. I don't know. I'm very excited,
Wow.
But wanted to know, guys, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but how did Superlove start out? Like, what is kind of the origin story of your band? Because I've been following it since the first EP, but I didn't know if you had things prior to that first EP. So curious on how everything kind of formulated with Superlove.
Yeah, the band started because of your idea. So, John's idea started the band. And, that's quite a cool story.
Yeah, I've been in like metal bands mostly from when I was really young up until maybe 5 years ago, and I went to go watch Enter Shikari in Cardiff with my brother, and then I was just like, I love this. Why am I not doing music like this? Because it was Lone and Atlantis supporting.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, it was so good. And so I was watching, I'm thinking, and then I woke up the next morning, I felt a bit shit because I was like, I want to be doing stuff like this, like bigger things. Do you know what I mean? Like singing as well.
I think you like what you said to me when we started was like you want to combine like some of the elements that you did with like heavier stuff, but make it a bit more like commercial sounding and like make it like a thing where you can be a bit more true to maybe yourself at the time. I don't know, but and then that's how we met, because I was, funny enough, I was at that show as well, but I'd known John through like college back in the day. Like I was a year above him in college, and I knew him because he was like this insanely talented like bassist, and like he was just like in a few bands that I knew of, but he had no idea who I was, so it's fine. But when we like got the band together and I found out like you were involved, and because we met through Alex, who was our previous drummer, and when I found out John was involved, I was like, I'm well up for this. Like I can't be more. I just want to get involved straight away. So
he was like,
It
cool.
was a bit like that. So and then we met, didn't we? And we did like a few writing sessions together, and then pretty much hit it off straight away. I think. I would come over to yours, and we just write a few demos. I think the first 4 songs we ever wrote were our first 4 songs we ever released. So Big Lies Boy, Green Grass, Book Holiday, and Catch of the Day.
Yeah,
we wrote those 4, and like we were like, we did it with no expectation, really, did we? We just did it, and then we put it out and made some like DIY videos, and then there we are. Yeah, it snowballed after that, you could say. Still quite a small snowball, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
They're trying. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. I'm putting the Superlove on my back, and I'm trying to carry you guys to the finish line. But I have literally my one coworker. I'll give you a funny tidbit. So like I met him through interviewing, and so we worked together, and I'd been telling him about Superlove, and I showed him, we went to like this like one convention together, and he was like, what should we listen to? I was like, I've been on this band Superlove, you need to check them out. So then I sent it to him. We were listening to it in the car, and he's like, yo, this 2 thumbs up, I love it, right? So then he went away for like a bachelor's party, and they were like, oh, what are we gonna play? And he was like, bro, I think we should play some Superlove. And they're like, who's Superlove? So then he put some stuff on, and he's like, yo, this is sick. Who is this band? And then, so it's the trail that keeps on going. So I'm hoping that it's just, we just keep a bunch of people in the States that are just like spinning your music.
Like word of mouth like goes quite a long way. I think we take it up for granted a bit because like on like social media and stuff. So thank you very much. Like East Coast is like getting Superlove, so all good.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping just for an East Coast States tour soon. Rude Records. That's in the cards. I'll take it.
Put it out into the ether now.
There we go.
So,
and then how'd you guys get signed to Rude Records? Because I don't think there was too much information on how that. Did they find about you, or did they reach out to you and be like, oh, you guys are sick, we like you? let's sign you?
Oh, we've never actually been asked that, and I guess thinking about it, we recorded that self-titled EP. We'd had that for quite a while.
Oh,
and I think that was being pushed around by our management. Chris, he picked us up from before we even released a song, Chris, and he's been with us ever since. And he was sort of he had this in his hands, and he was just putting out to a few different places, and we had like some interest like here and there from some like bigger like labels, and that was quite scary. But actually, I think like where we landed with Rude, we were so lucky. We were on tour when we found out, and I knew a few bands on the roster already, so I was like immediately knew about them. And so it just, I don't know how it came about. I think they just heard the EP and they were like, well, we want to push this for you guys. And then from then on, they were like, well, we need an album now. And it was like, oh God, we're doing this. So it kind of happened. It
sort of happened, didn't it?
It sort of happened, yeah. In like a space of like a couple of weeks, we heard about it, and then it was confirmed. And then in like lockdown summer, it was like 2020. We signed then. So that's how that came about. There's no like crazy story. I think they were just pitched the EP and they were like loved it. So big up to them.
Yeah, it's a good pickup, certainly. So shout outs to Rude Records. You know, if you want to shoot me the album early, you know, that'd be great. You know, so I can cry before I.
We could do that. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. We won't get in trouble for that, right?
Maybe not.
No, we won't.
We'll cut it out. But no, I'm very excited for Follow Noise. I have done videos for all three, so you can check out the links for all the singles. It's coming out this Friday, so I'm very excited. How about you guys? I feel like you guys are excited because like with Colors, it felt like after the self-titled EP, you're like, okay, getting the ball rolling, full length. This is our next big thing that we have to do. Like, awesome. And now this is like your second full length under your belt. So I feel like if I had to guess, you're a little bit less nervous about it. But I do feel like with the songs that you've released thus far, I feel like you've released stuff that's a little bit like easier. One of the catchiest songs this year, I'd have to argue. You know, I have listened to that. Don't even ask how many times now at this point. So how does it feel that, because by the time this comes out, the album will be out. So how do you feel about the release and how it's been so far and the reception? Because I feel like that's always interesting to hear from bands directly.
Yeah, I think we've definitely honed in more of a sound for this album. With our first album, I think we didn't really think about it too much. We just wrote a load of songs, and we were like, this group of 13 goes together really well. So that needs to be our album, doesn't it? We didn't really come up with a concept before. I think the concept sort of started to make sense after it had come out. But we wrote that and didn't think twice about trying to make it sound like, we just thought, let's explore loads of different avenues of sound, and then that'll be our debut. We'll be like, this is what we could potentially achieve. Like, these are the avenues we could follow. But for Follow Noise, we were like, let's hone in on the rockier side of the band, because that is how we started the band, and that's what we would you say?
I have to agree with every word you just said.
I love it. But yeah, like I'm so excited because for me, like personally, it does, like, without sounding too cliche, it does feel like more of our first album now, because with Colors, me and you wrote that and produced the whole thing.
It was like a trial run.
And we didn't have Tom in the band, and it was just like a duo thing, and it felt to me, because it came off the back of lockdown, it felt more like a production duo, songwriting duo piece of work sort of thing. So this feels more like a band, because we've like done a lot of stuff in the live room as well for it, and things like that. So this definitely feels like more of our first band album, even though on paper it's not. But what would you say about it, like the overall sound?
I'd say it's more like focused on the more like bandy stuff. I think as well, because we put Save Ourselves out, and that did the rounds, and we're all like, that's like our favorite song off that album anyway.
And to play live as well.
And it just to play live. And we were like, we should do more.
Because I think we always had songs like that in our back pocket. Like we could have written our first album. We were saying like we could have written 10 songs which sounded like sort of Save Yourselves in that realm. But we wanted to sort of, because we were just a duo at the time, and we were just experimenting a bit more. But this time we we're like, actually, let's probably do that, because live, like, we could play this album back to front, and it would like work really well. Whether it's not saying that songs on the first album wouldn't work well live, I think it's hard to like make some of them translate live.
Yeah, we tried it. We tried songs like Baby Bird live, and they just don't.
It works, but it sort of
something seems like it's missing.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, because I think it's because it was written from like a laptop perspective, like both of us at a laptop at a desk, sort of that. It was written kind of how you would imagine like producers to write and stuff like that. So yeah, this one's definitely more focused, and I'm so happy with how it sounds. I can't wait. So
no, I feel like it's more honed in. Like that was with the 3 singles that I listened to thus far. Like the sound that you guys had with Colors, I loved, and you know, obviously, is one of my favorite albums from when you guys released it. And but I do feel like with this album, it's gonna be so much better, because I just, even with the 3 singles, I could just tell there was this level of like detail that I think I want to say was lacking in Colors, but there was just something about it where I was like, okay, like the heavy parts hit harder, the catchier melodies just get stuck in your head longer, and I think just as a unit, you guys just feel more collected, as opposed to where it's like you had Baby Bird. But I love that song. You know, that's a great song, but I do feel like it's a little bit softer, and it's hard to get into those more like melodic, softer moments. And I could see how hard that would be to transition live, because I feel like sound wise, you guys are like a lot more dynamic. Like I saw a bar fight, and I was like, oh, that's like the song itself on the album. I was like, this is a solid song, but just watching you guys do it on Instagram, I was like,
oh
yeah, this one hits more live than I think in like the concept of like the deluxe version. Just my opinion, you know.
I think that's funny you say about like, that's a really good point about like the more attention to detail, because actually, funny enough, I think like Colors, before we went to record, all of it was pretty much written. So all we were doing when we were recording was retracking what was already done, and what we'd spent a lot of time sat on. But it's funny because this one was more like came together like way quicker, but it feels like there is more attention to detail. So it's funny, those like the parallels with it. I don't know how that's seemed to work, because you think spending so long sat on the Colors album and like those songs, and then this one has just been more like it's come together so much quicker, but it just feels like another step up. So yeah, I'm glad that comes across.
Yeah,
so
the thing is, as well, we've done a few gigs since Colors came out, so we've learned about how things come across live, which I think's made a difference. And then we've just gotten better with like each our own things. Do you know what I mean? I just mean like, because obviously Tom's doing it now. He's got the drums in there, so he's got his style on. I've got a little bit better guitar. I think as time goes on, things just get better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get better with age, you know. That's you're like a fine wine. Chef's
more mature.
Fine wine,
guys are aging gracefully, you know. Superlove, the most graceful of bands.
Love it. Love it.
Speaking of which, for people who aren't familiar with Superlove as much as I am, what song would you recommend to a new listener to check out first, to give them an idea of your sound and what you guys do?
It's a good question.
I'd say Go.
I was going to say Go. You know what? In my head just then I thought, oh, something good. But then I thought, oh, if they hear something good, they might be like, oh, this is maybe slightly too obscure.
Too mental, isn't it?
But like Go, I think like we wrote to be like just a straight up 3 minutes, like catchy, heavy song, and just like throughout make it like really squash the dynamics with like the songwriting. And because before we'd be so up and down. So I think like to have that song, they can put it on 3 minutes long, and they go, I get it. I understand.
This makes sense.
And then from there they might, you know, listen to songs like Something Good or like Wanna Love You or songs like that, and be like, see, they can see the sort of similarities between the two. So yeah, Go for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that, you know. I might be a little bit biased, but I think Something Good was the one that I would go with. But again, I'm heavier, so I like the heavier stuff, so that might ride in my lane a little bit better. But
Yeah.
the next question I have for you guys is what would be one artist or like person that you saw on TV or YouTube when you were originally like getting into music and you're like, I want to do that. That seems cool. Like I want to pick up a guitar or I want to play bass or I want to sing. Is there any particular artist that you saw first and you're like, scratch that itch?
Yeah. Nice.
I had loads, but the band that got me into it the most would probably be like Slipknot.
Ooh.
Back in the day. My dad, I started getting into like heavy music, but I say that it was like rock music.
Sure.
And then my dad showed me Slipknot, and I was like, yeah, man, I want to do what they're doing. Yeah. And I've been like, I think from every month from when I was like 6, I've listened to different bands. So
I think like,
that's the band that probably started off.
You take like a lot of influence, like you get a lot of influence from like people in bands, I think, over more than like I do, or more than people that play music that I know. Like you definitely like take a lot of influence from like individual players as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But and they like influence you as well. I think it's really good. But I think I'd go with Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 probably, because he's like singer, bass player, and he's not like the most amazing bass player in the world, like me.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
For him, it doesn't matter. Like he writes songs, he produces songs, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter that he's not technically like gifted, and like he's a pick player as well, which is like a lot of like bassists in the scene like that can be seen as sort of like a not a bad thing, but do you know what I mean? Yeah, because you're a bassist before guitarist, so it's more your world, and I'm like just on the edge of it. But yeah, Mark Hoppus. Right, that's a long answer for you there. So
good answer there.
Take it.
That's it. Yeah, those two very good answers, complete polar opposites, and I think that in itself, describes Superlove as a band, because I think you combine lots of moments of pop and like pop punk elements, but then you got like this stupid like low end baritone 8-string chunky goodness that I love.
Yeah,
you hit all the T's for me. You cross all the T's, dot all the I's.
I think it's the same for us, because like we like loads of different bits of music. I mean, we sort of just try and pull it all in our own songs, really.
It's very funny. You could definitely, like, as time's gone on, and like people that like the band and like know us as well, they just can now tell the parts that you've written, and they can tell the parts that I've written like apart. But I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, but in saying that, like on Colours, I did Maybe I Could Tell You, which is like one of the popular songs on there.
Yeah.
And then you've written some of the riffs we've got. Like, because Jacob wrote Go, basically the whole song, with the main riff and everything. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it surprises people sometimes.
Yeah, true. I guess
I was went against what you said.
No, but I like that. I like a bit of battle. Keeps it interesting.
No, you're wrong.
You can't say that. We have to keep to we got to keep to a schedule.
Sorry about.
You do this part, I do this part. That's it. There's no in between.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Never crossover. Can't do that. I did not know that about the songwriting. So that to me is the more you know moment. I'm gonna throw that meme up on the screen now. That's if I don't, then it'll look even worse. So I'm really excited for that. If I remember.
Just not do it. Just don't throw it up.
Just don't.
Put the wrong meme up.
All right, just show the wrong.
Put Salt Bay.
Yeah, Salt Bay. Yeah, I'll do that. That's it. That's definitely it. Oh my god. Or I found a whole new clip of like sound bites, so maybe I'll just throw in that like reverberated fart sound.
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah, I'll throw. I got you guys. We're good. The memes are on point today. But the next question for you guys, kind of another trail into that question, who influences you guys more currently, and just, I guess, Superlove as a whole?
I think for me, like doing this album, the band that influenced me the most was Lower Than Atlantis. Like they've always influenced me anyway, like, and they influenced a lot of what we did before this album. But I feel like listening to their later albums back to front, especially like their last album, like Back to Front, it's like a rock album, and I was like, to me, it's one of the most perfect like poppy commercial rock albums, because it's like all the vocal melodies are unreal. All the riffs are so good. And I was just like, for me, I was like, that is like, and it's got that I really like the British element to our band as well, like the UK sort ofness to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I just really love that. So yeah, that for me,
yeah,
massive one.
I'd probably say it's really obvious, but I'd say the 1975.
Ooh, okay.
100%. And then like Meshuggah is a staple of mine, and then also Oasis.
Oasis was a big one, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely. Just like, I think that, again, going back to that UK sort of thing and their whole attitude as well. I think their attitude like influences more than some of their music. It's a bit of both, isn't it? So yeah, that's a good one. Strong.
I would agree with the Lower Than Atlantis. Like after Lower Than Atlantis, RIP, love that band so much. One of my favorite bands of all time. I was searching for a band that I felt like could fit that niche so well, and then I found Superlove, and then I was like, the heavens shone. They were like, all right, let's go.
It was good timing, really, because they called it a day in like 2018.
Yeah.
And I'm sat there rubbing my hands. Right. Here we go.
Literally.
I feel like you guys are like, if Lower Than Atlantis had like a child, you guys are like the baby of Lower Than Atlantis.
Oh, we'll take that. That's a very, very big compliment. So we'll take it. I'll take that.
People say that I raise people up here on the channel, so I got to keep with that. I got to keep with the same energy, So, yeah, if you miss Lower Than Atlantis, check Superlove out. I swear to God, you will not be disappointed. The Superlove's like, don't do it. I'm probably like 90% of your Spotify listens because I think I annoy the shit out of my coworkers because I'm just like, start the day off, Superlove. Okay, great, awesome. They've heard Easier probably like 50 times. So shout outs. The next question I have for you guys for Follow Noise. What song are you most excited for people to listen to? Because it's coming out soon.
That's a good point. Mine's a song called mine changes all the time.
Yeah, same.
And I do this thing like
I'm gonna look at the song so I can
I do this thing like where before it comes out I'll listen to it almost non-stop for like a couple of weeks before it comes out, and then after that I just won't. It'll fizzle out, and then I'll revisit it. So at the moment there's a song called Lifeline, which is track 5. Like that's a really strong one for me. At the moment, or a song called Gut Feeling, and
still my one.
That's track 9. So those two for me.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'll say there's a song called Upside Down, which I really like for different reasons. The one being, I'm using my dad's guitar for the whole thing. And that's sick. From the early 90s, he never let me touch it ever. And I was like, can I take this away recording? And I rinsed it, mate. I used it for the whole song. And I like it purely for that because I never listened to it. This is my dad's guitar.
Yeah. I think you only got to take it away because you said it will be on the album and it'll be printed to vinyl and stuff. He was like, okay,
right, okay.
That sounds pretty cool.
I was like, I'm 26 now. Can I borrow your guitar?
Ask for permission. He's like, yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
Is my guitar gonna get credits on the album? Am I getting credits on the? Yeah.
Yeah. Your guitar is going to get me £100 on PRS royalties.
I respect it. That's my parents do not play any musical instruments. I have bought all of mine with my own hard-earned money, but that would be sick. I feel like if that was my parent, my dad would be like, yeah, so am I getting featured? Is this song as a featuring Brandon's dad's guitar? And I'll be like, you don't play guitar. Yeah, it should.
If it's a music video, you could use it in that, But we'll see. We'll see about that.
You'd have to ask again, and then you'd have to say, well, listen, now it's going to be in the music video, so.
I'd have to get on my hands and knees and beg him again.
I respect it. I feel like guitar players are a little quirky in that way, where they're like,
they're all so weird, man. Me included.
Yeah, same. I am also the same way. They're like, oh, can I play this guitar? I'm like, How much money you want to give me first, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, I'll take a deposit.
Yeah, it's a down payment. Oh my god, that's awesome. Next question I have for you guys is, what are you jamming to recently? What's on the Spotify? What have you guys been listening to lately?
That's a good one.
I woke up this morning at 8 a.m. and I listened to Lamb of God.
Hell yeah. Way to start off the day.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, a band called Chon, I've just been rinsing them.
Ooh, yeah.
I've them for 10 years, but at the moment, that's all I've been listening to.
Strong.
Chon for me.
That's strong. Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking at my recently searched, and it's all really bad.
Superlove.
Yeah, I've been listening to Superlove a lot. No, I've been listening to. Oh, it's so funny. I've been listening to the Jonas Brothers' new album.
You can see how it works.
It's like.
How is it
really
though?
Good.
It's good? Okay.
It's really good. It's got like a lot of 70s inspired like production on like the drums and stuff, and I feel like it's really cool. It's amazing. Like the vocal melodies are unreal, but that's because there's probably like 15 people who have written it, so it's gonna be good. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I've been listening to that quite a bit. So yeah, sue me. That's the word. Don't shoot me.
I hope not. Like guilty, and they're like, okay, goodbye.
Oh, dear.
I hope that doesn't happen. That would be terrible. Please don't actually do that. He just hands you like papers. He's like, you've been served. You're now going to court.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but so, also I'm gonna shoot you. So then that's what happens. Be terrifying. Oh, please don't do that, guys. I need Superlove to stick around for like at least the next couple of years. So more, preferably.
John, AI my voice.
No, I'll just do it. I'll just do all this.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
And then got a new drummer in.
Super hate.
The next album is just gonna be just break. Is it just gonna be a breakdown every album? Yeah. It's just gonna be a deathcore band. They're like, yeah. So after that whole thing happened, and he got served and also shot. That we just went in a heavy direction because we need to get all the angst out.
Yeah, right.
Something in my brain changed.
I hope that doesn't happen because I'd really like to see another follow-up album to Follow Noise, which I haven't listened to yet. But it's coming. I feel like it's there. So I'm excited.
You better write one. We get shot.
Yeah. Let's do it. Good excuse.
The next question I have for you guys is, if you were to have a cover song in the lineup, what song would you guys like to cover?
Oh yeah, now that's a question. I'd like to make something like, to be honest, I'd love to do that. Well, what's that Backstreet Boys song? Everybody.
Yeah.
And then
that'd be kind of sick.
On guitar, you said about that one.
Yeah.
That would just be so cool. And also the melodies are unreal, like, oh my god, we're back again.
I think it is Everybody.
Yeah, by Body Rocks. No, it's got a really good, if you put it in guitar, it'd be a really good riff. I'd want to do that.
Nice.
Wouldn't be a banger, it'd be...
That's a exquisite choice, my friend.
An exquisite guy.
Yeah, you're right. You guys are both exquisite. I can't even fucking say it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh. Listen, I gotta keep reigning title of Riz Master here, so I gotta let you know that, the Riz comes out, it's like, I come out and I'm just like, yeah, you're done. Riz. Been Riz.
Spells.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like Harry Potter, but not. I'm like, yeah. I just have to come up with some sort of name that sounds similar to like a spell. So that I'll say that every time, and I'll stick my hand out as if there's a wand there, so we'll figure it out. It's a work in progress, I'll sure have it locked down on the next interview, but no. I like that. Those sound really tight. I'm about it. I think I might have to go with the Backstreet Boy answer just because I'm more familiar with that one. But listen, both are great choices. And if you do have any other choices for Superlove, drop them down in the comments. Who knows? I can't guarantee they would do it, but there's a shot. There's a chance.
We are doing a cover at the moment, aren't we? We've been asked to do a cover by Rude Records. For it's like a charity cover, and we've done Arguing with Thermometers by Enter Shikari. So we've done it. It just needs to be mixed. So that'll be cool. That'll probably come out like later this year. Let the album just do its thing. But yeah, so we are doing a cover. And I love doing covers, to be fair.
Yeah, we've done
pretty easy to churn out as well.
You did Circles. I remember that. That's tight. That's a tight cover.
To be fair, that just came
that was a peak lockdown one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but I love doing the covers, and they're well fun.
You crushed that cover. Yeah. Well, I'll be looking forward to it. And guys, check out that Circles cover. Underrated. Great song. I didn't even know they did a cover, and I was like cycling through their music, and I was like, wait, they did a cover song? Let me check this out. And they popped it on.
My mate Moose heard Post Malone's version on the radio, and he didn't realise that it was Post Malone's song. He was like, this is Superlove song that Post Malone is singing. He got really confused. He messaged me like
Post Malone's version. Like
yeah.
Version.
Post Malone's still your version of his song.
Yeah, he listened to the radio and he messaged me like, "What the fuck?"
How did you know it was a?
No, he was like,
God. That's incredible.
He thought it was our song.
Yeah, that's what you get for being friends with a moose. I guess.
I respect it. You know, I would think the same thing. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a Superlove song. That's crazy." Why they wrote such a hot track? That's insane. And then then Post Malone song comes on after, like, bro, this guy stole their song and they're both on the. We need to.
And he's made millions of them.
Yeah,
we need to figure this out. Yeah, this needs to get sorted. You know, I can't do it. Can't have it. Well, guys, let us know down in the comments. But the next question I have for you guys is, what is your favorite food to eat?
Solid question, of course.
Solid.
Solid. I only eat solid food.
I cannot stand soup. I hate it. Favorite food? Oh, go on then. Probably bread. Toast.
That's what a meal.
Yeah, it's a favorite food. Meal. I said toast.
Food, yeah, but you're implying a meal. Like, what do you have when you go to a restaurant to get? Bread.
Toast. No, I'm getting toast.
Bread.
I mean, I'm getting toast.
You've got water on top of it.
Yeah, toast.
Mine's no better. Mine's going to be beans on toast.
Oh, God.
Come on, you got to have something better than bread.
They just show up. They're like, "Excuse me, sir, what do you want to eat?" And you're just like, "Yeah, I'll just take that bread that you give us. That would be great." And they're like, "Are you sure you don't want anything else? Nothing else?" Nope, just the bread. Just came here for the bread.
Dry as well. Just try a little bit of bread. Yes, that's the one I'll have.
How much bread can I get? Is there like a limit?
I want yeast.
I don't know what mine would be. All I can think of, I had a meatball marinara in Subway yesterday. And I'd have that again. So I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'd have that again. I rate it.
I'd have that again. I'd get another one.
Yeah. Don't make him. He will. Nice.
Don't make him do it, but they'll get enough. I almost felt like it was a little bit of a bit where he would like he just showed up and then he like pulls out like a Subway meatball sandwich and he's just like, he's like, "Wow, thank you. Funny you say that. I have one here right now." And then it was just like, then on the screen, like I didn't even do it. He's just like, "Hey, check out Superlove 10. If you go to your local Subway store, then you can get 10% off your next order." And I'm like, are you doing the plug read, or am I doing that, or did you bring your own? I guess you brought your own today.
Yeah, it's all just a big bit for Subway.
I respect it. Yeah, you'd be the first band sponsored by Subway, I think. So that'd be pretty impressive.
We could make like a Superlove logo, but as the Subway logo. You know what, like Superlove, but just change to Subway, like with the bendy wire, yellow and green.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's yellow.
Yeah.
Nice. Get sued.
No, I don't think you get sued because it's just, it's not copyright infringement. It's a parody. So I don't know how the laws are in the UK though, but it could be different.
You could be my lawyer, so it's all good.
It is parody though, so it would fall under fair use. So you could just say it's a parody.
Absolutely. Bloody yes.
You got it. I got you guys. I'm you know, we're friends, so I gotta make sure you're legally not in trouble. So I'm not a lawyer, guys. I just want to let you know. Not a lawyer.
Nervous now.
Nah. All right. So before the cops come, no. The next question I have for you guys is, if you guys were to have a dream collaboration on an up and coming Superlove song, who would you love to have on?
Enter Shikari.
Yeah, I'd quite like to do it for them one day. Because they basically like started this band, like the main inspiration for the band. Like, so yeah, definitely them, 100%.
I could call it a day then. I think.
Yeah,
that'd be the biggest thing.
Sell all your guitars, just pack it all up,
and then just work a 9-5 office job.
Yeah, yeah.
What more is there to do? I've done it. It'd be pointless, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What would you get them to do? Get them to do it again?
Yeah. No.
No.
I've peaked.
Our best work would then be buttons.
Yeah, literally.
There we go. Well, if you guys both agree, then this is the part of the interview where, if you guys are watching this, I need you to take your phone out. I need you to tag Superlove, which you already know. You're following them. It's great, awesome, sick. I'm so proud of you. And then you tag Enter Shikari, which, again, you're also following, and that's cool and great. You love great music. You look beautiful today. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And then you type in the word collab, and you do question mark, and then you just post it. And then, you know, because it's on the internet, there's a very good likelihood it's real. So, you know, listen, you're just letting people know. You're letting Enter Shikari know that Superlove and Enter Shikari need to do a song together. And I think that that's great.
Yeah, what'll happen is they'll be sat there on their phone scrolling, they'll get tagged in it, and I'll go,
they'll block us.
Just come on, scroll. Get blocked. Yeah, they'll throw their phone in the river.
Yeah. They'll eat it.
So they just throw it. They're just like, it's gone.
Yeah. Literally. But yeah, Shikari for sure, 100%.
Well, I think they would give you a little bit more credit than that. They would look at it for a second. They're like, it's another band. All right, cool. We're done.
It's crossed.
Exactly. That's what happened.
I'm gonna think positively, and I'm gonna say that Superlove and Enter Shikari should do a song together, because I think that would be amazing. And their newest album was great, and I loved it. So, you know, I'm just saying, Enter Shikari, I don't know what you're doing now, but like,
yeah, you free or what?
Yeah, you there? Hello? Yeah. Okay, cool.
We should message them at 2 a.m. You up?
Slide in.
Slide into the DMs. So, Enter Shikari, Superlove, collab. Let's do it. Make it happen. I know you guys are cool, so let's do it. That'd be awesome.
There's Brandon. Yeah.
It's seal. You got my seal of approval, and I think that that's important. So, we've got it. But the next question I have for you guys is, I'm a huge nerd, so I love asking this question. If you guys could be a video game character, who would you be?
Oh yeah, that's a strong question.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm just gonna give you one. You know Arthur Morgan, just from Red Redemption 2. I know he dies. Spoiler alert. Tony Stark dies as well in Endgame. But yeah, and also Bruce Willis. The kid is a ghost.
No. Oh no.
Not real. Mental, isn't it? Yeah, I'd go Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption, because I love that game. So, and you're not much of a gamer,
I'm struggling,
so you're going to struggle here.
Yeah, the last game I played, honestly, was Assassin's Creed about 15 years ago.
Ezio.
I could be Ezio.
You could be.
Zeno.
I love. I'll tell you what. I really like Godzilla. So, if
geez.
there was a game, Godzilla. Here we go.
Be Godzilla.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
This is where I switch off.
Oh yes, man.
That's so cool.
Look, I painted mine.
I did not paint mine. This one came all the way exactly the same way.
You should paint it, and we could do a separate interview.
We could do
Godzilla.
The Kaiju King, you know?
Yeah.
I respect it. I rate that.
Love it.
But no, I don't really play games, so I don't really know.
Well, you know, Godzilla was in a video game, so I feel like you could pick Godzilla. He's not off the table.
There we go.
Yeah.
I respect He's on my table.
He's also on my table, so then he technically is now off the table then. Man. All right, well, I gotta go. Really flew over that one. That one was not great. All right, well, we're gonna find our landing here. But yeah, guys, I always have to ask that question, as just a nerd, I'm a nerd about everything. So, especially Superlove, new album, Follow Noise, check below. Links, get it, pick it up, support these guys. Shirts are sick. Yeah, nerds. I didn't say that. I just said check it out. But, if you want to get the nerd population, that's great. I respect it.
Yeah. Hey, we're there. We're in that community, to be fair. I mean, yeah, this man paints his Godzilla. So there we go.
It's true, I do.
And I also like Godzilla. I prefer Kong. King Kong, that is.
Mm.
But that's just me. I don't know why. It's about his aura. The way he swings on that Empire State Building,
it just seems like a real.
He's like down to really,
yeah.
He just seems so genuine, as being a giant, giant ape.
It's just cooler, I think, but that's just me. Anyway, I won't get into that. It's not an argument.
All the like Godzilla fans are like, all right, well, we're leaving now. We're done. We're going back into the ocean where we belong. So anyway, that was a good joke. If you like Godzilla or King Kong, you got that joke. If not, that it flew over you like an airplane.
Yeah.
That King Kong most likely smacked out of the sky. So very exciting. It's cool stuff. Anyway, next question I have for you guys is, if you were to compile a dream tour lineup including Superlove, who would be on it?
All right, I have a great one for this because someone asked me this before. So headliner Oasis, and we play first, so that we can like leave our stuff set up at the festival. We can sound check, leave it all set up. At the end, pat down, and then we can go watch the rest of the band. So Oasis, but I'd be Oasis. 1975 would be on just before them, and then I'd probably say the Jonas Brothers as well.
Okay,
that's just off the top of that one.
Yeah, I'd probably say Meshuggah, Oasis, Chon.
Ooh,
one more. Do you know what? Cardi B. I don't know what Cardi B like.
Strong, good choices. It's a mad festival lineup, but hey, that's been madder.
I would only be fully stoked about that is if Cardi B and Meshuggah did like a collab song together. It's just her just trying to rap to bleed.
Yeah.
What you should do is get the isolated vocals of Cardi B and put them like over the top of Meshuggah instrumental, and I reckon that could probably work.
I reckon so.
Because when she raps, it's not in like
it's not the key on it, is it? Yeah.
Try it.
I would be sick.
Right now, come on.
Let's forget this super Shikari thing. Let's do the Meshuggah Cardi B thing.
Yeah.
With the tag Cardi B and Meshuggah.
Meshuggah's like, what the fuck's going on here? Why are all of these bands tagging us with Cardi B? Be a little concerning, but also at the same time, probably like maybe one of the best songs heard to man.
We never know.
We might be able to. Yeah, your computer might crash if you did that. I think.
Yeah,
it would just be too powerful. Yeah,
that might get bigger.
Computer. All right, okay, great.
All right, guys. The next question I have for you is, what is your favorite band that you've seen live? Has there been one band that you saw live and you're just like, bro, they're insane?
I watched. We watched Higher Power not too long ago, and it was unbelievable. I liked them before I watched them live, but they're one of the best live sounding bands I've ever seen in my life. It was so clean. I could hear everything. I was blown away.
Nice. Good choice. I'd say for me it's Biffy Clyro. I saw them at Reading a couple times, Reading Festival, and they were just unreal. No more words to say. Yeah, apart from those ones at the end. But yeah, they were sick. They were so good, honestly.
A true rock band, I feel like they last of a dying breed. They're.
I agree. Sadly, I agree.
But don't worry, you have Superlove to fill that gap. I'm just saying. So check the links below. Yeah. Go pick it up. Follow Noise. Out now. Go do it. I got you guys. The next question I have for you is favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Favorite TV show for me, probably because I've rinsed it so much. In the UK Office.
I was going to say exactly.
But yeah, well, so there we are. UK Office, even though the American Office is pretty fucking great as well, to be honest. Like they smashed that. But yeah, UK Office, because we are massive like David Brent and like satire comedy fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
So things like that. And what was it? Favorite
movie?
movie? Oh,
film.
You can answer this.
Well, my favorite film is any of the Alien films. I love Alien. My favorite TV program would be a program called Staff Lets Flats, which is really hard for me to say because I've got a little bit of a lisp.
Staff
Lets
Flats. Remember how just it's like a Channel 4 comedy, UK like comedy sitcom-ish type thing, isn't it?
Okay.
So that's strong. Yeah, nice.
Solid choice. Film be?
My favorite film.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's probably not my favorite film of all time because
Why never answer your favorite film.
I might actually, yeah, because that was the question. I can never answer that, so I'm just going to pick the favorite film I've seen in the last month, which is Beau is Afraid, the new like A24 film. It's got Joaquin Phoenix in it, and it's unreal. It's just come out in cinema, I think, so it's like pretty new. But I watched it the other night, and I was like, wow. And then
this is probably one of my favorite films.
Yeah, that I've seen today. That day, so that's a compliment.
He's like, Jacob walks out of the theater. He's like, I'm probably going to use this in an interview at some point.
Yeah, I said that to the guy walking behind the popcorn machine. I don't know why he's behind the popcorn machine. He should be in front of it.
He's serving you popcorn. Yeah. He's like, wait a second. Now he works for the cinema. Just for that one moment in this conversation, you know.
Yeah,
I respect it.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta keep it 100 with this story. So I appreciate the fact. Yeah.
Another solid question as well. I like the personal ones.
Yeah, I do.
So thank you.
It's like a fun job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the next personal question is if you want to give us your full address, that'd be great. Absolutely love that. Totally not gonna stalk people. 100% not. Confidential information. Yeah, this is actually not getting posted. This is just for my personal file.
Amazing.
It would be funny if you started to read it off and then we just like cut. Like you're like, so my address is redacted. It's just all bleeped out.
101. I should put out your address. That'd be weird.
That would.
Oh, it's one. And then I just freeze. What? No. No. I live in Pennsylvania, guys. So that's all I'm gonna give you. That's the only clue. That's it. That's all that matters.
I think I know the house.
So now somebody's gonna find out where I live, and that's gonna freak me out. So anyway, we're gonna move on to the next question, which is: if you were trapped on a desert island for the next month, and there was one album you could bring with you to listen to, what album would that be?
Oh, I love it. I'd bring. I know what I'd bring. I'd bring Notes on a Conditional Form by the 1975 because it's so varied, isn't it? And that was one of my favorite albums that year. Just because it's like quite long, and there's like loads of different types of music on it. So I'd take that because I'd never really get bored, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'd pick that one, John.
I was going to say that. I'm on Spotify now. Oh, God. I'd probably say, to be honest with you,
Follow Noise.
Yeah.
Follow Noise, yeah. That's Sean's self-titled. All right, respect. Yeah. I like that.
Because what I do is nothing. I'll just listen to it.
Yeah. Nice.
Say, if I had a guitar on me, I'd learn it, but I probably wouldn't, would I?
No, because you've been on a desert island.
Unless you built a guitar, you know, with like the scraps on the desert island. I would respect that. I don't know how you would solder the wires together, but you know.
We'd make it work.
You make it work, yeah. You have the resources. I'm more of a grow. I love grow. from Chon. That one, I listen to that all the time. So big Chon fan.
That was the one that got me into him. Was great.
Oh, it's so good. All of their stuff's so good. I miss that band.
It's amazing, man. I know, mate. I don't know what's going on with them, but
yeah, there's some not savory stuff going on. So I'm not gonna. We're not a tea channel. I can't get into it, but it's a little spicy. But the last question I have for you guys is arguably the most personal of questions. It's not your address. Don't worry. I'm not gonna ask for your address again. I know. We'll ask for that after the fact. No, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't do that either. But the last thing I have for you is I love interviewing bands. This is one of the greatest joys in my life, and I feel very passionate about having bands on. So I appreciate you taking the time to come out and chat with me. I feel like I've bullied you into coming onto the channel. So I feel like, bullying's not good unless you get what you want, and then it's great. But I wanted to know why you guys create music. I feel like since I've been following you since the self-titled EP days, you guys have just been working. Like, I feel like you're always releasing something. You always got new music coming out, and I know the stresses of being in a band and stuff like that can be immense sometimes, but I want to know why you guys continue to push and put out new music, and why this is a passion to you.
I just love it, man. I like writing songs that this is a really cringe answer, but I like writing songs that I'd want to hear other bands do. So I sort of write them myself, if that makes sense. And also I quite like that, like, you could write something, you could spend a whole day writing it, and then it's done. And then you think, this has never existed before, ever. And now it does. I quite like that. It's just songs that I know or anything.
Mm. Yeah, I'd agree with all of that. I said the other day that probably the best thing about our band especially is that it is always like funny, like doing what we do, like when we're in the practice studio or when we're filming music videos or even when we're away recording, like it's always like funny. I always like every day I would like cry with laughter over like something that one of you two does. So that for me is like the biggest driving point in like terms of like the band and stuff. But everything you said about music wise, I'd have to agree. Like I like getting really nerdy about songwriting and then like trying to take what I've learned from like listening to like podcasts about it or watching YouTube videos and stuff and try and do that myself, and like just seeing a reaction of people singing along a song that you wrote is absolutely insane. It's like every time, no matter if it's like 2 people or like 200 people or whatever, it's every single time it's happened for us. So I've been like, I can't quite believe it, and I never like sit and let those thoughts like brew for too long. But like, I think if I did, I'd be like, oh my god, this is cool. Plus, like, when you're like 14 and you start a band, like you dream of like doing things like this in a non, like, that sounds a bit cheesy, but it's true. So I hope that's a good answer.
I think it's great. Yeah, I think you guys both gave some stellar answers. I think for me, it's like whenever I ask this question, it gives me more of a love and appreciation for what artists do, because I think it's, you spend a lot of your time and your effort into doing it. And I think if you're not having a good time doing it, then, it's like, why realistically do it? Because you want to be able to enjoy it. You want to be able to experience it with other people. You want to see other people like do reaction videos or like see you at shows or whatever. And I think that there's that level of camaraderie that you have with the fan base. Like I said, I've been following you guys for quite a minute, and so like for me, as soon as I listened to the music, I was already latched on. So I feel like for other people, I hope that that's the same way, and it makes me appreciate what you guys do, because there's that human nature to making music, and you want to be able to do that, but also if the music's great, I think it makes me just like invest that much more into it.
I think that was like a big thing for us, like starting this band, is that we always wanted to be very true to ourselves. So like all of I know it gets a bit silly sometimes on like social media, like like music videos and stuff, but like that is not a put on thing. That's just like what we've chosen to do, and that's what like I think a lot of people think we might not think as much about like the serious sort of side of the music, but we do that. But it's just like the the more funnier side comes out more on the surface, doesn't it? So and I feel like that connects with like people that we really want to connect with, like people like yourselves and stuff who get that and are on that level. So yeah, glad that's received.
Yeah,
honestly, it's insane. Can't wait for you to hear the album. I'll send it to you, shall I?
After if you want, I will. We'll get into the details after this, which is not much longer. So I'll let you guys shill for your band. Tell the people where they can find Superlove at, what you guys have coming up in the next couple months. Obviously, you have an album coming out, which will be out by the time this comes out. It should be out by like the end of June, so roughly around that time.
Nice. So yeah, we got an album coming out 2nd of June, and then in the meantime, we're playing, like, we're going on tour next week as well, and then we've got a few festivals in the summer. But apart from that, I think what we're gonna do, like, from home, like, whilst all that's happening on the surface, is like write some deluxe album songs for it, or like that. I know you've already started doing some stuff, but I feel like we're just gonna write more songs and then look to do an album again next year. Because I actually, like, someone pointed out to me the other day, like, like a roster of like songs and like the timeline, and I was like, oh my god, that's actually quite a lot in a short space of time. Yeah, like an album last year and stuff. So I think, like, to keep that just going, I think, like, that's a big part of our band. So yeah, if we keep that going, write more songs this year, definitely.
The usual.
Yeah,
the usual. Yeah. Well, I'll leave all of the links down in the description. You can also check out Jonathan's project too. I'll leave that down below. That was rad. I checked it out. Yeah. I checked out the clip. No, that was awesome. So good. I have one song I listen to, and I will have to go through the rest. Maybe I'll do it live. You know, who knows? You gotta check out the channel, find out. But I'm very excited. If you do somehow have a time machine and you went back in time, and then you came to this point when this interview came out, then, you know, you would be able to watch the Superlove album with me live. But since that's probably not going to happen, you don't have a time machine, you can just check the link in the description. You can watch me relive that moment. So check that out. Also check Superlove out. I guarantee you I have not shilled harder for a band in my entire career, but if I'm going to, it's going to be for Superlove. So definitely go check them out. Links below. I love this band, so I don't feel like I have to say much else than that, so please go check them out.
We love you.
Oh, thank you. Well, please go do that. Huge shout outs to Rude Records. They're awesome too. Great bands, great roster. Love their music as well. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. It goes a long way. And huge thanks to the guys of Superlove for coming on today.
Thanks, Brandon. Thank you.